No questions at all. Okay, you're very simple to work for, I have to say. Okay, when you get a newer building like this, you almost always know it's going to go pretty well. There are exceptions to every rule, but that doesn't mean that it's because it's new that you don't follow the same steps in what you do. Like this is what I do for a living. I'm sure whatever you do pretty much the same type of steps every time you go through a process. So I went through those steps. It's a series of steps designed to catch defect recognition stuff like that, of that nature. There's not a lot here. Everything seems okay. That you could do a better job picking up from where they are right now of maintaining things like around sink areas and bathrooms, but that's pretty common. Other than that, I mean, the roof is good with very few exceptions, and I say that because there's some maintenance that I'll have in my report for your association to consider dealing with. The plumbing checked out very well. There's really no active plumbing conditions here to be noting, so that you can feel comfortable moving in, you're ready to go. The materials that are used are PVC and CPVC pipes. They're very easy to work with. So if you have anyone in your family or any friends that does minor plumbing repairs, they're going to love you when you call, because it's very simple to fix most of everything here. The air condition is cooling and heating as it should. It's the original. Obviously, it's only a few years old. There are some maintenance issues that need to be addressed with that. Only because I don't think that they've really done much maybe since they've owned it. If they have, they maybe had it maintained once or serviced once. Things like typical organic staining at the closet, the air handler closet, little dust under the coils, some rust at the coils. Those things are pretty normal.
On the AC,
on
right?
the AC. But that doesn't mean that just because they're normal to me means I do see them every day. Normal to you means that's a clue for you that, hey, it's time to have someone maintain this. And then after you do it initially, you do it once a year after that. Structurally, I know the association deals with most of that. I just have some minor repaired settlement cracks or stucco cracks that were outside. You want to keep your eyes open for that. Not that the building is going to collapse or any type of those type of problems.
Yeah, and they're going to be maintaining that anyway, right? So.
Yeah, but keep your eyes open, because even though they're in charge of that, if you don't notice them with a lot of wind and rain, sometimes the water can get driven in, and then it comes in places like, if it's the second story, you'll see it at the ceiling. If it's the first story, you might see it at the baseboard. Things like that. The water heater's fine. It's heating the water. There's no issues with that, and as you can see, all the appliances work too. So I don't think there's anything major here for you to be concerned with. It's moving, ready, and you're just going to put your magic touch into it.
Okay.
You know,
so if we were to ask for anything, it would just be for the AC to be cleaned. I
would say, yeah, the AC to be cleaned, because that is, I think, important, because if you look at some of the vents, particularly the bedroom upstairs, right at the top of the stairs, there's a little discoloration there, meaning that some of the dust might have gotten through there. So you want to minimize that. That's pretty normal. The roof stuff you submit to the association. There's a service receptacle out here by the AC. That's a GFI receptacle. Looks like this one right here. And it's not tripping when we test it. It should trip when we test it. So that would be a replacement item. And it's right here on this outside wall. Can't miss it. It's actually in the service disconnect box.
Yeah, and that's roughly like how much? Like it's like a $25.
Yeah, they're very inexpensive. It's not expensive.
Okay.
All right, but it's when you read it, at least now you'll know what it's referring to. Okay, and then recommendations I have, and these are not things that you would say or defects or stuff you ask from the seller. This particular one, the deadbolt at the front door doesn't line up, and because of that, when you shut it, the weather stripping doesn't seal right. So you may want to tweak that. And upstairs, there's no drain pan for the washing machine in case you get a leak with that. It's at the second story, and that can cause a lot of damage. It may not have been required when the house was built, but you may want to consider doing that, just for your own benefit. And something that I did notice that you may want to have the sellers do, if that's what your goal is missing smoke detectors at the hallway and the master bathroom.
Okay. Those aren't the typical things that we ask for typically, but not a big deal. Yeah.
Smoke detectors are probably a functional item.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
right.
So, but that's it. It did really well.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.